Oh, there she is.
Oh,
Oh, and we are live. Sorry, guys, we had a minor technical difficulty. I think it's me talking bad about the coronavirus. I literally pressed go live, and we all kind of disappeared. So, welcome back to Monday Night Football here at the Lions Den podcast. Another Monday night of everything Club Leon in English. Unfortunately, it won't be our last show. Okay, do not panic. Don't start crying. Don't worry. We'll still be around. We'll get some creative ideas going for our weekly podcast, like always. But we'll definitely talk a lot about what happened in the crazy Liga MX world, as our league was probably the last to get suspended due to the coronavirus. And everybody has their own opinion, but at the end of the day, it's suspended until further notice. So just go ahead and just take a little break from that, and let's just talk about the beautiful club that we adore so much, that bleed through our veins. Club Leon. So, Carlos, Louis, and Jose, how are we feeling tonight?
Sad and happy.
mostly happy. Yes.
Happy we won, but sad that we have to pause for so long.
Yes.
Yeah, man,
And we don't know when we're gonna be back either.
it was just the strangest thing. Not just watching our game, but watching Cruz Azul America last night. Not just because of the implications it had on us, but knowing that it would be the last Liga MX match
Oh,
we would see for a long time. I didn't want it to end. Any last time you say that about Cruz Azul America, getting so invested in that, but I just didn't want it to end because who knows when we're going to see our league again. It was so strange.
Yeah.
So strange. It's as strange as that's how I feel. I just feel really strange. I don't know. Neither happy nor sad, just really strange.
Yeah.
It's like we went from last Monday to, talking about like looking forward to like just in a couple of days how a complete 180.
yeah.
Mhm.
It's not just Liga MX too. It's everything around the world.
Everything else.
Everything, like
Yeah, well,
stores.
that's the thing. I mean,
jobs.
my NBA was already gone. MLS too. Baseball already said they're going to start the season late. Who knows when? When we're just getting excited about that. Those of us who like baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing. Literally nothing. That's why I'm saying, watching that Cruz Azul America, I was like, this is the last. It feels like the Titanic going down. This is the last thing. The last thing I'm going to be able to. The last sporting event I'm going to be able to watch. I get unless we get really into chess and bowling and pool on ESPN 7 or something. But
Man.
Yeah, it's gonna suck.
All right, guys. Well, it's time to take out those like recordings from back in the day and watch some old live matches from back in the day.
well, luckily in the YouTube era, there's highlight videos of all my favorite matches and games and everything. I do that anyway. I watch those anyway. So I think that'll be nothing new. I'll just go back
Right.
and watch those. Yeah.
Okay, am I back? Yes.
You're
Yes.
back.
Yes, you can.
Sorry. Oh my God, is this like what's happening?
Your internet has coronavirus.
Literally. Okay,
Oh.
so we have a couple comments. We have Leon
Oh.
saying Leon and goes for Leon. Thank you for joining the pod. Marco Medina. If the season gets canceled, who's champion?
Nobody.
Yeah. I don't think anyone's gonna be champion.
Yeah, I figured we would get into that later. Like, would they dare name Cruz Azul champion? Being the Super Leader after 10 matches. I don't think they would, to be honest with you. I don't think anybody wants to say. First of all, Cruz Azul, I don't think wants to be. Well, I don't know. Maybe they would take being crowned champion any way they possibly can. But if I were their fans, I would think, no, I don't want to. No one is going to take us seriously if the league crowns us champion. We're never going to be thought of as a true champion. I would just say that they would probably leave the season with no champion. But I think the intention is to try and finish the season, even if it bleeds into what would be next season.
Yeah.
Technically, that's what I like to think. That's what I'm hoping. before, that they will, they're not going to make any rash decisions about that. And they're like, no, as long as we have to wait, but we will finish this season
Would
and
your
have a
opinion
liguilla.
would your opinion change if Leon were in first place right now?
No, like I said, I would not want to be. I don't want to be crown champion that way. We'd be we'd be a
Be
laughing
very
stock.
mediocre.
It'd be. That's just not how a champion is crowned in any league, and certainly not in ours.
Yeah.
Even in a league where the top of the table is the champion, that's after 30-something matches, not 10.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Definitely.
So certainly, don't get me wrong. I would feel so much better if America had converted that PK and and we were
And
a point clear of Cruz Azul or 2 points clear of Cruz Azul or whatever. I would feel a lot better, but I wouldn't think of our team as the league champion. No, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing
And
would have been better.
Corona stopped that penalty. Like the irony of that,
Oh, yeah.
stopped the last goal that because of the coronavirus suspension. Like it's just like irony. I think that's so.
He
funny.
stopped the penalty, which if Renato Ibarra had been playing, probably would have taken. There's another storyline there.
Yeah.
So they had someone who doesn't usually take PKs up there taking it. Just everything. But it's so funny. The stage was set. The script was perfect for a Cruz Azuleada, and we would have been in first place. But in the end, I don't think it's going to matter. I believe firmly that they will do everything they can to not have this be a lost season, to finish it later, even if it bleeds into what will be the next season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if they have to start in whatever May or June, just to finish the season, it'd be weird. But I think that has to be the plan going forward for the league. They don't want to lose this season.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be a loss. I think, obviously there's no time frame, but I think when and if they'll retomarla. I think Leon they still train, right?
Actually,
or
they
no?
I saw today that they stopped. They Jesus Martinez apparently told the players.
And we have
So
Javier
Jesus Martinez.
back.
Hey guys,
So Jesus
sorry.
Martinez. Go ahead. Okay, so Jesus Martinez apparently told the players, and I heard this from I think Julio Salcedo retweeted something about it, saying that they told the players to quarantine themselves and at their home, so they're not to train at home and not come to train.
That's interesting.
Gotcha.
So that's what I heard
Okay.
Today.
Well, I thought they would have showed up because I think some of their what's it called? I think I heard that they would still show up, but I guess day by day, hour by hour, we just keep getting something different. Like, and it's John Meneses' birthday, so happy birthday!
Happy birthday, John!
Birthday!
Happy birthday, John Meneses. Feliz cumpleaños, Takeshi.
Feliz cumpleaños.
Poor guy's probably
so,
on his by himself today or something. No one's gonna go visit him.
Kid, little mini me.
Yeah,
him.
with his kid. Yeah.
Oh, my apologies to Ivan Pineda, who says that Aguilera is the designated PK taker since last year for America. Well, now I'm just even more mad because he should have converted it.
I know. We all wanted America to win yesterday.
And man, yes. Ivan, I gotta tell you, how much I
don't get too excited. Don't get too excited, Javier.
How much I hate myself for having to root for America in any situation.
Yeah.
But it really was last night. I wanted them to pull that result out.
Yeah.
So what we come to at times, you know what I mean?
Yeah, what we had to resort to.
Times call for tough measures.
So,
exactly.
Crazy time to be alive.
Yeah, I know. If he is a designated PK taker, why did he change all of a sudden? I know Ivan Pinez is Aguilera is a designated penalty taker, just like for Rayados is what's his name?
Let's have Ivan Pineda on the podcast so you can talk to Jose.
Nico Sanchez.
Nico Sanchez.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though he's a center back, but he's the PK taker. Yeah, for sure.
Man,
Definitely.
Yeah, it was rough. You know, in an ideal world, in
When
an
the world
ideal
comes
world.
Yeah,
Check
for
what
sure.
Ivan Pineda just wrote.
Nah, man, those have been our true colors for a long time.
What did he say? He said, "When the world comes to an end,
Oh, I see
everyone
what you
needs to
mean.
color his
No, that
crown."
we're all
Yeah.
closet America fans. No, bro. Sorry.
No.
No way, bro.
No.
You
No
wish.
way, bro.
No,
No way, bro.
I will
And then we
never
have
put the jersey.
Antonio Garcia say, "I actually wanted Cruz Azul to win."
Oh, good for you, man.
For once. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you.
Oh God.
It's kind of interesting that there's people on Twitter saying that they should just give the title to Cruz Azul because they're super leader. I'm like,
No.
No, but nobody wants that. Not even
That's
true Cruz
petty.
Azul fans don't want to win that way. That's not
Exactly.
They do
that's
though.
not a way to be crown
they
champion.
do though.
They do though, because it's been
They
so
do.
long.
I feel like they do too.
I've
They would
heard. I
take it
heard
to
some
get
Cruz
the
Azul
that
fans.
title.
Oh,
They
God.
should just have like the first two, which is León and Cruz Azul, play like a final,
Either
like
way.
two-legged final.
Yeah.
But make sure es si la final, look, Cruz Azul. Si la final es en el Estadio de León, please let you guys got to let yourself lose. Otherwise, la maldición de Comiso will once again be born, and then we will go to the Centro for 10 years. You guys won't be champions for 21 years. Come on. Just think about it.
You
Think
thought
about
this
it.
out pretty well.
Yeah.
It's true.
No, they have to at least whenever they can
Let
play again.
yourself
Even if when they play again, they just go straight to a liguilla, just the table the way it is now, and they start directly with the liguilla. That would be a better option than just crowning a
just-
champion. The way the table looks now after 10 jornadas. That's not maybe Cruz Azul fans are saying they want that, but nobody's going to take them. People are going to take them even less seriously than they do now.
We're always going to
If they crown
remember
the
how.
champion, yeah.
Or the league will just get like postponed or like it doesn't even matter anymore, and just now we got to think about.
No, I mean I would think of it like
2020.
what was it like USC or some teams, college teams or whatever that have later have been found guilty of certain violations the year that they won a national championship or something like, and their title gets vacated. Well, then you could say, well, they should award the title to the team that finished second or the runner up, and that's not how it works. It's not. You don't award a title to somebody who didn't win it.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's someone
being in first place after 10 matches does not a champion make. Does not
you're
a
not
champion
championship
make.
material.
Yeah.
There's a guy on Twitter saying they should just give the title to the last current champion, which is Monterrey. I'm like, yeah, how convenient. Yeah,
Really?
like last,
Okay.
yes, I'll find him.
That's the only that'd be the
Let
only
me
way.
retweet him. I'll retweet him.
That'd be the only way they'd sniff at a title this season. So I can understand.
I guess
but
they
that's
have
just
more time
ridiculous.
to celebrate, but they didn't get to celebrate their campeonato, right?
No, either they find a way to finish the season in a dignified way, the way it needs to be done, or they just don't crown a champion. They just make it a lost season. But nobody wants that either. There's no good option. There's no good option except for waiting and seeing what happens and seeing if there's a way to finish the season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. Well, let's move on to the game. So we had a lot of intro regarding, what's going to happen, would be the best option, just kind of the game, the last game until God knows when the league is going to come back. So, Carlos, what were the club team news before this matchup against Pumas?
Right. So leading up to the game, the match was played behind closed doors. This was a last-minute change of events, which pretty much left Louis at home instead of at the stadium. It's kind of sad.
Well, I thought about trying to sneak in till the very last minute before deciding it wasn't worth it.
So
I was thinking about climbing over the wall.
Should have.
You should have just gone from rent a hotel room, just like the fans that were.
Some people did that. There's the Hotel Plaza, Stadium next door. there's some upper floors with a window where you can sort of see the field from.
Oh man,
I was like, nah, I'd rather watch on TV than do that. Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
We also had Nico Sosa, who was recovered from injury, but he didn't get called up to the first team. Instead, he played with the U20 squad. He started the game, and I'm not sure how many minutes he got, but Leon did end up winning 2-1. And then some news last week from Angel Mena. In case you guys didn't hear, Angel Mena said that he wouldn't be opposed to making a move to the MLS in the future if the opportunity comes up. Yeah, so I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Not surprising, really.
I mean,
Yeah.
he
Not
was pressed to answer
surprising.
the question. What's he gonna say? Like, no. I mean,
No, yeah.
it could happen. It couldn't. Maybe it happens 3 years from now. But like,
I mean, he's what, 32?
He's yeah, he's like in
Yeah.
his early 30s.
Yeah, he's like
Yeah, and it's not surprising
Early.
because many MLS, I mean many Liga MX players go to
It's like a
MLS.
trend
And
now.
it's like a
Mhm.
trend
Yeah.
now. They take don't think it's crazy if you see Guignac one day play in freaking LAFC or whatnot. But what I'm trying to say too is he's also leaving his doors open. He's got to say what he's got to say in order for a future maybe transaction. And even for Club Leon, it's not a bad idea. Like in 2-3 years, he's gonna be like what, 35, 36?
Yeah.
How old is he right
Or
now?
even like,
33?
or even like,
I think it's like 32 right now.
even
Yeah,
like
32.
next year.
And sell him.
If this ciclo doesn't finish with a championship and the team's going to be dismantled anyway, like that could be a very logical next step for him. And if I think that's what it's about, Javier. I think it's about leaving his doors open. I mean, he doesn't want to say, no, MLS is bad. I would never want to play there. Like that's not a convenient thing for him to say.
Exactly.
I don't think we should read too much into
Not
it, though.
smart
Like
thing to
he's unhappy in Leon or something. I don't think it has. I think it has anything to do with that.
Nothing.
I think it's about leaving the doors open for his future. I think you're
Leaving the doors
absolutely right.
open.
Yeah. I mean, at this point,
it's more. Go ahead.
I was going to say at this point, he's 32. So, I mean, at this point, he should probably, in my opinion, he should think about going to MLEC before going to MLS. You know what I mean? Which is the team that he came from. MLEC. Or how do you pronounce it?
Emelec.
Emelec. Yeah.
Emelec instead of MLS.
Yeah, because he's at an age where I don't think if he stays with the Leon for another year or less, is he going to go to Europe? Most likely not. His only real option where even for Leon, if they're going to sell a player for a considerable amount of money, it would be maybe MLS. Or he can go back to Ecuador with Emelec. I don't think he's in that stage. I think I don't see it as crazy if like after 1 year or 2 years, Leon sells him for an interesting amount of money to MLS and he can still continue his career and Leon can still make a buck from Mena, in that sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's definitely just being smart and yeah, just like I said, he's leaving his doors open.
He's just looking out.
Yeah, I could see a smaller market MLS club taking a huge gander on him, like a New England Revolution type of club. You paying a lot of money to make him their record signing designated player. Maybe not that club, but a club of that tier. And I think that would make a lot of sense for him to take advantage of that. I also think he's exactly the kind of player who could thrive in MLS. So yeah, I think that is probably a logical next step for him. And why is he going to say otherwise? But from a Leon standpoint, I don't think it's. Again, I don't think we should read into it as discord or unhappiness with being with Leon for the time being.
We should be like, you need to be campeón con Leon before you leave anywhere. Like that should just be it. Like I need this team. I know we don't really know when the league's gonna resume, but I mean, I hope that when it does, all of our players are still the same, and we just have to. I don't know. It's just like a little thing I have inside of me. Like we have to win with this team. Like if like we said before, I think Louis, you've said it before. Like it's kind of like this is the team. This is kind of like the team that has the potential, and obviously everybody can say whatever they want. Yes, at the big games, we tend to kind of like not step in, and take it home. But it would be great if if he does end up leaving, I don't know, maybe in a year, because he is reaching that time. At least give him at least like a year or two in MLS. But if he does end up leaving in a year, hopefully que salga campeón.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's no. I've said in no uncertain terms. This tournament, this season is the last chance for this group of players and Ambris to get some hardware to show for the work they put in.
Yeah.
But if the season gets suspended indefinitely and ends up not even getting finished, do they get a pass? I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a discussion to maybe have later on. But
no pass on Breeze, because I'm starting to begin. It's you who created coronavirus, so you won't get. I'm playing. You're right. You're right, Louis. 100%. It's definitely the last opportunity for this group of players. Definitely, we really want Mena to leave Leon as campeón. We want La Octava before this happens. Before maybe even down the line, Jairo or Meneses or players like those. Yeah, those are players that I do see them, and it's in the best benefit for everyone. If they're champions, their stock goes up, and it's a win-win for everyone. And even for Meneses or Jairo, I could see them playing in Europe too. But it just has to be one of those things where the only way that's going to happen is if there's silverware, if there's a championship,
Exactly.
Otherwise, I don't see it happening, and it's just going to be more cases like
That's how players, eras, and coaches are defined. It doesn't matter how well they played to get there if they didn't end up with some silverware. Exactly what you're saying, and they've been so good. They've been so good for long enough now that not getting any piece of silverware to show for it would be an amazing disappointment.
Exactly.
Just an amazing disappointment. My thing though is like, okay, they've still been very, very good, but they started to look like, okay, they are what they are. They're not going to get any better. There's nowhere to go from here. Either they can win with what they have now, or they can't. But man, the last two jornadas, I've looked at them and I still see more room to grow, more potential. They've looked really, really good, especially having everybody healthy and having options off the bench, having Ismael Sosa come in as a super sub when we completely depended on him to be a titular indiscutible. That's interesting. Having Campbell playing the way he is, even though he had a couple of osos the other day, and he just comes in and changes everything, changes the match, adds a different dynamic more than he seems to have done in the past.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I'm getting excited about this club again.
Yeah.
And now to have to wait for who knows how long to see them play again. That's it's brutal because they've had somewhat of a resurgence these last couple matches. The last three halves of football that they've played have been superb, and have been a reason for an immense reason for hope. And now they're just going to get deflated, not even being able to train, let alone play for who knows how long. Let's hope not. But
that itself, that we don't know when the league is going to start back up again. It's going to fit everyone, and when it does, it's going to be like desde cero. Everyone's going to like start from like obviously the season started again, and we can't really have like a precedent of anymore. I think depending on when it starts again, like let's say it's like a month, 2 months, like it's gonna affect everyone, and I don't know if we're gonna be in the same. Well, we're not gonna be in the same rhythm because not everyone's gonna be trained, and no one's gonna be playing. So it's gonna be interesting when it does.
But do you guys really think it's going to be that long, or because I mean I'm seeing so many mixed reactions, beliefs. Like in the UFC, they don't believe it's going to be more than a month. That's only because Dana White really wants Khabib versus Tony to happen. If it doesn't happen, it'll be the 5th time it's canceled. So he's trying to do his best. So that's a different situation. But that's the thing. Will it be postponed for 2 months, 3 months, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? I don't know. And that's the thing where we're all kind of just like we're all confused in that sense, because anything could happen. It could be that it could just be suspended indefinitely and then just wait until Clausura 2020. It will be crazy, but it's everything that's happening is for precaución. I get it. We don't want to be like in Italy right now. It's a situation over there where I feel like it's unique. But at the same time, part of me feels like, okay, China had all of these cases, and it feels like they're getting it under control. Maybe this is the best way, just suspending everything for a couple of weeks. And then hopefully in that sense, I don't know, in a month, everything will be back to normal. I hope. Maybe there'll be a cure by then. I have no idea. But I am very kind of just really wishing this wouldn't have happened because I really wanted to see America Leon. That's I feel like,
Dude,
man,
Yeah, man. Yeah.
seriously.
I mean, see,
Because-
I already struggle with whenever there's upcoming FIFA, fechas, not seeing Leon play. Now it's kind of
Mhm.
like there is no idea when our team will
When.
play live. Like, am I just gonna be watching on Saturday just like highlights of like 2 seasons ago? Like every game, every Saturday or something, I'll just watch so I can at least feel that like I'm still here, like But I don't know.
Well, and nothing else to distract us. No other sports going on of any kind. Like they snapped their fingers and canceled March Madness.
Yeah.
Like nothing. I mean, we don't have to get
Yeah.
into that.
canceled
This is
the-
not a
the-
college basketball show, but that was devastating on so many
Super
levels for so many
devastating.
people. Yeah,
Yeah.
and they just did it without
Go
thinking twice.
Aztecs. Go Aztecs.
No,
Yeah.
without thinking twice. They just snapped their fingers and cancel it. And
Mhm.
Yeah.
so
They
we had
canceled
literally
the
nothing else to
Mexico
distract
game.
us, and no idea when any of it will be back, and no idea how long this is going to last. I'm like you, Javier. I keep hearing mixed things, and people are like, "Oh no, within a month it'll all be back to normal." Other people are like, maybe by June or July we'll start to see things get back to normal. Who really knows?
Yeah.
The uncertainty is the worst. Is obviously the worst part.
Exactly. So let's get back into the game. So Carlos gave us the prior team news to this matchup. Like you said, a lonely stadium. It was just so sad
Yes.
seeing the stadium with no fans. And I laughed at the end when Ismael Sosa was like this. I'm like, bro,
No one's
you're so
No,
silly.
No.
Like,
Nah, but millions of people watching them on TV though.
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Yeah, and they got him. They
And
got
actually-
every camera angle they possibly could of him doing that. So it
Yeah.
didn't go. It
I
didn't.
actually-
It didn't go to waste. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
I
was-
want to.
that was
I want to know what the ratings were because Liga MX was the only sport on television. So I wanna
CBS
see-
Sports was tweeting about it too. I'm just like,
Mhm.
yeah, so I want to see if the ratings shot up.
Honestly, they were geniuses for
Yeah.
extending it just a few more days in every other league. They were geniuses because they monopolized the ratings. Like, okay, then they canceled it, but to do it for one more weekend, I thought that was pretty brilliant. To be honest with you.
That was
Can't
brilliant.
believe it,
I felt
right?
the same thing. I felt the same thing. I'm like, because there was a guy, Ariel Hawani was saying everything is canceled. Every single thing is canceled. What big sports is not canceled? I'm like, Liga MX.
Liga MX. I kept tweeting,
Yeah.
Liga MX, Liga MX,
Yeah.
Liga MX. Come on, guys, just jump on it. Like you'll fall in love
Yeah.
for those who are new to it.
Well, yeah, especially people whose only exposure to soccer is MLS.
You'll get like a really.
I like MLS too. I'm an MLS fan, but if that's your standard for what soccer is, you're gonna love Liga MX. It's fast, it's offensive, it's
authentic.
it's
Tiki taka if you watch
there's a
Leon.
lot of
I'm saying.
Yes.
So the starting
Yeah.
lineup versus Pumas, we had Cota in goal, we had Navarrito, we had Nacho back as a center back duo with Barreiro. We had Tecillo, a favorite position as left back. We have Montes and Aquino, Meneses, Yairo again starting on the wing, Mena and Armando Leon. Goles and Navarrito. We had El Ángel del Gol Mena, who sums up 8 goals so far this season. Unfortunately, he blasted a penalty, which I was like, oh my God,
No.
really?
That was awesome.
And then we have, like we said, Ismael Sosa with a goal to kind of, set the tone for La Bailada que le hicimos a Pumas. In that last goal, guys, 33 passes.
Yep.
33 passes. Like, can you? It's just like watching it all over. I'm just like, that's just brilliant. Like,
Fue una joya de gol. Una joya.
that's why I was like tiki taka. Like we did everything we could. Cota had a really easy night to say. Obviously, there was a goal that slipped, but other than that, I think Leon did what they could. Fortunately, Navarrito left the pitch in tears, which was not the greatest scene, especially in a game like this. Guys, Armando Leon given another opportunity as a starting role. I love this one. I love this youngster. I think he has great potential. And again, unfortunately, we'll have to wait and see more. But so far, I think he's a pretty good ideal striker for us.
In my opinion, at least, he has. Well, at least in my opinion. I think he has looked more understanding on how he's supposed to play as a number 9 in Ambris's system rather than even Ramos, let
Yeah.
alone
Or
Godinez.
Godinez.
Yeah, so but yeah, I mean, I was surprised to be honest. Like just the first game that he played,
Hmm.
Descarado. I was like, and
Yeah.
then this game too, same like the same like that. I forget who made that pass. Was it Mena? Like where he blasted the ball and he barely went past
Yeah. I
Saldívar's
think,
left post.
yeah, I think Mena gave him the pass. Yeah.
Yeah, that I
Yeah.
mean,
And then he had that other one where he could have taken it, cutting it in, but he was unselfish and se le
yeah,
fue a Yairo, and then Yairo blasted it.
yeah. But
Yeah,
yeah,
the kid looks good.
he
He
does.
looks good. I mean, there's going to be some ups and downs. Obviously, I mean, you can't expect
Yeah.
every match he plays to be like his debut soñado.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a lot of ups and downs. I'll say that those juvenil minutes have to come from somewhere, and so I think it's
Mm-hmm.
totally. I think it's great to keep giving him an opportunity because he looks like he can hang. He looks like he can stick. He looks like a
Hmm.
professional, which not to say anything bad about anyone else, but just in terms of recent players they've tried to insert in there in that number 9 role since Macias's departure. I mean, he looks like he can stick. He looks like he belongs. Again, ups and downs are normal. People who watched him play against Juarez are gonna, and all future opponents, Pumas included, are gonna be like, okay, well, if this guy's gonna play, well, we know what to look. We gotta look out for him.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm totally fine with continuing to give him minutes. I think he's a good option, and I think he's as good an option as we have on the bench going forward. With a caveat that if Nico Sosa gets real minutes and looks good, then there's a real positional battle there to be had. But for now, I like having Armando Leon. I think he's a perfectly good option.
Yeah, he's a big kid
Yeah.
too. What is he like? It's like 6 foot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
so
tall.
188.
yeah, so he's pretty tall, and he
He's
makes
tall.
his
He's
presence
quick.
felt. He's
He's
quick.
tall. He's quick.
Yeah.
He knows. He knows where he needs to be. He knows when to hold his run and when to push forward.
Yep.
Like these are
And
things you would expect of a player with much more experience. That's why I
mm-hmm.
like the way he looks out there.
He
Yeah.
kind of
Mhm.
reminds me
Yeah.
of Macias a little bit because I feel like it's not his goal score. Like I've said it many times. It's not his goal scoring that we need. It's his movements.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. He needs to drop. He needs to drop
Yes.
and draw in center backs so that our wingers can attack. But he does drop, and he's not afraid to ask for the ball. He's not afraid to dribble the ball. But like I
Exactly.
said, he makes his presence felt. And he's tall, so he can get in there whenever crosses are made.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Something Macias didn't have.
Yeah.
Something Macias doesn't have yet. Yeah.
Definitely.
I gotta say, I like the back line of 5 too.
Mhm.
A little bit unexpected, a little unusual. We don't usually play that way, but having 3 center backs in there essentially, so that
Right.
off. I mean, it gives you a lot of that you can bring in and not.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
Did he freeze?
Louis?
I think so.
I
Louis
think you froze.
Oh, there he goes.
Oh.
Oh, there you go.
Louis?
Oh,
Yeah, he's
No.
kind of like.
My back.
Louis.
My back.
Yeah.
There you are.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I just want to say I like that back line of 5 because it gives you a lot of flexibility when you want to bring in an offensive-minded sub and take off somebody like Nacho Gonzalez. You have a lot of flexibility there with the moves you can make. I thought that was a good way to go, even if we don't usually play that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think also we have looked more solid than before, but I think I don't know if I don't think it's just because there's obviously like we're playing with a line of 5 in the back. I think it's because and Carlos mentioned this earlier. Nacho Ambriz put Nacho Gonzalez in there, so he could kind of like give them some more like leadership
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
defense, and it has you have noted it like it has helped. At least
Yep.
I noted it. So
Well, Jose, he did learn from the best. For sure, he learned from the best.
Yeah.
He learned from Rafa, because that's one of the things that I
Yeah.
do kind of miss of Rafa. He might have not been the fastest defender, the whatever defender, but he knows how to really organize that back line. He has such um, experiencia from his times in Barcelona. For sure, he taught a thing or two to Nacho Gonzalez. I mean, that has to be it. That has to be it. So I think you're right about that Nacho Gonzalez comment. I think he is putting a lot of leadership in Leon right now. 100%.
Definitely. John Campbell, guys. I think when he, obviously he's had his moments of, I think Louis said, of osos, but I think for the most part, his, dynamic when he comes into the game is just brilliant.
Yeah, he like kicks it up a notch. He's like
Yeah.
on another level. He juked like 3 Pumas players and like
Like
I don't know,
nothing.
like nothing on like as soon as he came in. I mean, the guy is just unbelievable off the bench.
I don't know what happened, but he got injured and then he got back. In this last 2 games, he has looked the
Well,
part, like the player that we want him to be.
well, there was an
Yeah.
interview. The interview I sent you guys where Nacho Ambriz did the interview with El Gobernador de Guanajuato, and he mentioned to him that Joel Campbell's dad was actually had, I think, one of his limbs amputated. So his last season during his like cuando bajó su nivel, he actually had to leave the team, go back to Costa Rica to be with his father. And Nacho Ambriz said that like he was really depressed. He just noticed that his state changed. So I think that was the reason that his level dropped. But I mean, the guy's back now, So
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to account anímicamente how a player is feeling, and I don't know what it is about Campbell, but definitely he looks different. He looks sharper. He looks like he's trying to prove something, especially to all of those people. A couple of, I think he's trying to prove his worth being playing for Leon, and hopefully I think that's also because he wants to be bought by Leon, and he has to really prove this season, that he's. And I think, hey, Rodrigo Fernandez, what are you waiting for?
For real.
Compra su carta right now. Don't waste any time.
He's definitely an asset.
Well, to be fair though, whatever the reason for his bajon last season, or when he hasn't looked good, whatever the reason for it, I mean, I think the doubts as to whether it's a worthy investment are valid. He's because he's been inconsistent. Whatever the reason for that, maybe he has a good reason, psychologically, emotionally, extra cancha type of stuff. But I mean, I think that the doubts. Again, our front office doesn't always make the best decisions, but I think the doubts in this case about whether or not they should pay for him in the long term are reasonable. But the way he's looked lately, especially the clear difference he makes when he's playing at a high level and when he comes back after a long time of inactivity and comes back and makes an immediate impact. Yeah, I mean, I think you got to take seriously that option to buy.
Dude.
Yeah,
dude. Like if you come in and you play only 10 minutes and you're automatically the man of the match, that says a lot. So yeah, I think against Bravos and against Puma, he's shown his worth.
Yeah.
But you know who also had a good game? Carlos. Who also had a good game?
Pedro Aquino. Pedro Aquino, dude, he's been beast.
Yeah.
He's been beast all season.
Yeah. And I know you're happy, Carlos, because you would always say, "Hey, man, don't Pedro Aquino. He's one of those players.
Don't
right
sleep
now,
on him, man.
Yeah, don't sleep on him. You're right. Look,
don't sleep on him. I wouldn't be surprised.
He might get angry. He might be a player
who
gets
angry
his moments,
his heated moments.
Heated moments.
He's been able to maintain that under control so far. But I agree with Carlos. I think just like the role that he has in Jefecito, they tend to be roles that they do so well. It tends to just people don't really focus on them. But I mean, the people that do see it, I mean, se parten everything in la cancha. So he had a good game. So let me ask Louis, what did you think about Hirburon? That performance. Your man.
I mean,
what do you love more, Shaggy or Hirburon?
Well, I was gonna say Shaggy scored against Querétaro. I think we got to do a We got to do a Shaggy Martinez segment today. You know, 'cause if we don't, Javier's going to be really upset. No, Gil Buron came in and didn't, and it didn't seem like in that circumstance. That's the only thing you could really ask of the kid. You know,
Yeah.
he came in and
I think
the
it's a
defense
Yeah.
didn't suffer.
sign.
It's not like
Yeah.
Gil Buron came in. It's not like Gil Buron came in and all of a sudden you saw a lot more llegadas on that side of the pitch from Pumas. No, I mean he came in and he held it down.
Yep.
He's obviously not going to give you nearly as much in terms of getting involved in the attack as Navarro can.
And that's
but
okay.
at that,
you know what I mean?
yeah, that's okay. And
Yeah,
that, especially in that circumstance, already leading, you know, or at least I don't remember exactly what minute it was, but obviously in control of the match. You don't need that from him. I think he came in and did what was asked of him, and that's all you can really ask for in that situation.
Yeah, especially I guess appreciate a type. You know, obviously, you know, people criticize him, and we've had our own takes on it. But I think we said let's give it the benefit of the doubt, and he seems to fit and acomodarse with what Nacho is asking of him, which whether he is another Navarrito like he is right now. I think as long as he fits and he's doing his job, we won't crucify him for anything because he fits seamlessly with what Nacho asks of him. So
yeah,
at least defensively, yeah. As long as we don't suffer defensively, yeah, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. So I think, honestly, it's not sounding cocky or anything, but I think it was a fairly easy match for Leon. I mean, Pumas did not really give us any trouble to say. I mean,
Yeah,
it was just a very.
It should have easily been like a 5-1. It should have been more than 3-1.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
Mena just making that penalty.
Even the best clubs
Again.
in the world, even Real Madrid doesn't win every one of their matches 6-1, 6-0, even though they probably could. I mean, that's just not the way this goes. Like, yeah, like they dominated, they should have more to show for it, but 3-1 is still a pretty resounding victory.
Did anybody get the prediction right?
Nope. I was gonna get it, but
I did. I got it right.
You really?
Yeah, in my heart of hearts, I said something else, but in my heart,
no,
I
that doesn't count.
Yeah, it does. That's a 3-1.
That doesn't count.
Actually, Louis said 3-1.
Oh, did I?
Okay.
Yes, you did.
Louis said 3-1.
You did, Louis.
He did. Nice.
All right.
Carlos said 3-2, and I said 3-0. See, we shouldn't have slipped
What did
that
I
in
say?
there.
So I mean,
What did I say?
2-0.
Nah,
so much has happened since we made those predictions that so much has happened since we made those predictions. I couldn't even remember what I said. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, Louis got the prediction correct. I mean, all in all, I think it was good to see Nacho again playing. We were talking outside of this, saying how could it be his last game. He did say, I don't know what's gonna happen, how it's gonna resume, but I feel like it was great to see him. We got to see again Armando Leon, Desillo playing. I really, really enjoyed Desillo. I always enjoy him. I feel so secure with him on the field, and especially as a left back. We had a couple brilliant balls. Chapito, guys. I mean, he ages like wine. I've said this 10,000 times. I'm probably gonna quote it. Have put it on a canvas and quote it on my wall or something. But yeah, I think just the definition of Ismael's last goal kind of defines how Leon está muy acoplado. They know each other. Se leen muy bien. I mean, that ball control. What other team has done that? And we've done that a couple of times. It's just it kind of goes unseen, and especially this time around, it's just kind of like, well, there you go. This is Leon. Either love us or hate us at this point. But yeah, guys, that was the result for the Pumas game. Let's see, we had, obviously, Carlos had mentioned we had a very difficult weekend where some fans, in the Friday games, and then, slowly digressing through the end of the weekend. So we had Monarcas goleando 4-0.
Was it?
Mm,
That was interesting.
was it 4-0?
Because now,
Very
yeah, like 4-0,
Yes,
right?
it was. It was
4-0.
4-0.
4-0.
And
With
now
a
they're like in
goal.
the top 8.
They did they finish it? They finished the jornada in the top 8 though.
No.
Well, actually, I don't know because
No.
if
They
Tigres
finished
won, then they were. Yeah, because Tigres won.
Juárez on top
Yeah.
because the
Yeah,
goal differential is higher.
Juarez. Yeah, Juarez
It's because
is
they all
higher.
have. There's like 5 teams with the same points, but the goal differences. I think Tigres has the advantage. Lucky
Yes.
Tigres,
Yeah.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so the team sitting on 14, Tigres has the advantage, so they're in 7th. Yeah,
Yeah.
4-0 with a
Yeah.
goal by Javier's favorite player to top. There's the icing on the cake. Yeah.
Whatever, guys. It's just saying that because deep down secretly, the truth will come out one day, Louis. Voy a grabar.
Then we had.
Uh,
I can't wait for the day you guys are gonna take. Xolos winning 3-2
Everybody
against
hates us.
Pachuca. We had Puebla winning 1-0
Yeah.
against San Luis. Not that surprising. The Juarez, man, they blew it. They
Blew it.
won
They blew
3-2.
it.
Gignac
Blew it.
ended up being sent off and not sent off, and then made a goal. Weird situation. Obviously, our Leon winning 3-1. That Guadalajara Monterrey game, guys, like.
Oh
Best game of
man.
the jornada, Carly. That was a joke. No me
Yeah.
expulsen. No me expulsen. I was
I
playing.
don't know, man. I'm telling you, something always happens. Something weird always happens.
Doesn't always happen.
I don't know
We
why.
live by the bar. We got the bar,
Bar.
like Carlos says. Quote by Carlos.
Nah, but even with help, they can't get the job done.
it was a draw. Yeah,
It was
you're
a
right.
draw. Like
Yeah.
like one point is no. It doesn't do anything for either of those teams. So it has to be
Where's
considered a
Chivas?
loss for both of them.
What position are they?
Who?
Chivas are in 5th or 6th right now.
Chivas
They're
are
in
Who?
5th. They're in 5th. Chivas are in 5th.
They're
Fifth.
fifth.
Yeah.
Fifth.
What's going on with Monterrey though? Are they the decepción de la jornada? I mean, del campeonato.
They are. They
Oh,
are.
They
Obvio,
got
There's no doubt.
Campanitis.
Oh,
No
without a
doubt.
doubt.
No doubt.
Without
Is
a
it-
doubt.
They got
Yeah,
Campanitis.
Yeah.
No
It
doubt.
just confirms
Serious
what I've been
case.
saying since last season. They
No, but
got
This goes
lucky.
way. This goes way beyond Campeonitis, man. I'm telling you guys, they have 3 starting 11s on that roster. They have no excuse to be playing
They're
No,
gonna
that
win the
it's-
poorly.
Copa MX, though. They're gonna win the
Yeah.
Copa MX.
That was
No, I think Cholos are going to win the Copa Mickey's if the finals even played. Yeah.
Vamos Monterrey. I hate Cholos, so vamos Monterrey. Arriba el norte.
yeah. Yeah, me it's just
TJ
confirming.
technically is norte. TJ technically.
Yeah, Cholos is also the Norte, bro.
Arriba los regios.
Oh god.
Okay, well, anyway.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
enough of you. That's enough.
we had Atlas finally winning against Toluca.
Nice.
Not a surprise.
Yeah.
And then
Wow.
we had
Yeah.
Santos beating Necaxa 2-1, and then obviously the last game until further notice, Cruz Azul beating America 1-0. So that was kind of the wrap up of the Jornada 10 and this weekend. Very, very bittersweet. But yeah, at least Atlas left winning, right?
Yeah.
That's how you know it's the end of the world. Atlas won
Yes.
and Cruz
Exactly.
Azul beat America.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hey guys,
And Cruz Azul
no, I love you
beat
guys.
America.
Everybody, I love you guys. Everybody watching, I love you guys. Just in case we never see each other again, because that's what made me think.
We are the
Oh my god, don't be
Atlas
dramatic.
won. Atlas won and Cruz Azul won. And Cruz Azul beat America. When does that happen?
Actually, it happened
Maybe
also
it's
the
a good
last time they
time.
played. But
No, Louis. No, don't defend America.
Oh,
No, but
man.
yeah, it was an interesting jornada. That's for sure. One for the books.
Yeah.
I mean, even just looking forward to what could have been obviously the Leon America game, Monterrey Santos good game, Necaxa Tigres. To me, it's an
That's
interesting game.
Interesting.
And Juarez Atlas would be a very good game to watch too. So hopefully, I don't know. Like I said, we don't know. Like we've all said, we don't know what's gonna happen. But so far, that is how the weekend ended. Cruz Azul ended up with 22 points. Leon follows by 21. Santos 17. America 17. Chivas in fifth with 16. Pumas in sixth with 15. Which I don't count Pumas being in. If the I don't trust Pumas.
You don't think
They always tend to like surprise and then they decline. Like that's kind of always been the trend. Um,
I think Bravos
Tigres and seventh with 14 points, and then Juarez in eighth with 14 points. So Monterrey last place with 5 points, Atlas in 17th place with 9 points, a 4-point difference. So yeah, guys, that's kind of how the standings are at this moment. Anybody got anything else to add or express themselves
or any
regarding
questions
anything
from the fans, from the live comments?
Well, we got a lot of people on here
Uh,
thinking that when they'll lead to a series of doble jornadas, which I think that's probably true. Like if they decide to continue
Yeah.
the season, that's towards the end, like maybe after who knows what's going to happen with Conca Champions? Obviously, we don't care anymore.
Who knows, man?
But if
We
those
don't
We do
matches are
not
played,
care anymore.
Yeah.
no, but if those matches are to be played, then it'll be hard to do doble jornadas in the Liga
Let's
MX
just cancel Conca
until after
Champions.
that's
Cancel
over.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
So Leon never lost to LAFC. Not everything canceled. Nothing happened. It was all
Borrón
a
y cuenta nueva.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the best. Yeah, best case scenario.
Marco Medina, I was looking forward to bullying my America friends after the Leon versus America game. You will, Marco. Just you wait.
They're just gonna have to wait a little
Uh,
longer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eventually.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Historically, it's happened. It's a little jab. That's a little jab at my American.
So Javier, I'm sorry. We don't have prediction time this time around.
I know. This time around,
have to wait.
the one time I really wanted to sing my new jingle. I had it all written down. Perform. It was gonna be a performance, guys. It wasn't just gonna be me. I was gonna sing and like dance for you guys, and everything. It's gonna be a whole choreography thing. The coronavirus.
It's okay.
It's all right. Next time.
See, I really wanted to do it. You know.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, this is not the end of our podcast. In the future, like we've been saying, we'll if you guys have any ideas, anything, any content you guys want to watch, you guys want us to do, any dynamics, anything that would be appealing for a Monday Night Football, as there is no sports, but we will be available to do a couple of podcasts. If you guys have any ideas, go ahead and comment on the live chat, send us a tweet. We'll be actively on Twitter talking about what, but maybe we'll figure something out.
Let us know what you'd like us to talk. Let us know what you'd like us to talk about. If there's something you're just dying for us to talk about, I mean, let us know, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, and if anybody on the chat has their own podcast, go ahead and drop it so I can at least check out your guys' podcast, because there's nothing else to check out.
Yes.
You guys are going to talk about
exactly.
soccer, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Crazy
and we are now
times to
on
be alive.
Spotify. So we are on Spotify.
Yeah.
Just hands.
Yeah, just
Spotify.
in time.
Yep. Just in time.
If you miss any of our episodes, obviously we've had Marcelo Balboa join us in for a couple of podcasts. If you want to check those out, go ahead and search up the Lines In Podcast on Spotify. You can watch anything on our YouTube channel if you want to see Javier's dance or, anything.
We don't. Let's be honest here. That was a joke from Kari. But yeah, you can definitely find anything, everything. I'll dance for you guys. Whatever you guys want. No, really.
What is that?
Whatever you guys want to. That was my little
It looks like
changuito dance.
like a gorilla.
Yeah.
My
changuito dance. I have a changuito in honor of Chango Loco, who doesn't come anymore. We got
to find out what's up with Chango Loco. He was one of our first couple.
I thought he was gonna show up when San Luis beat Leon, and he was nowhere to be seen. But yeah, definitely whatever you guys want to talk about. any Liga MX English content. Yeah, and like Carlos said, if you guys have a podcast, we can check it out too, because there's nothing else to do except appearing on other people's podcasts. Maybe Louis, are you still gonna do the Eagle Eye podcast?
I mean, yeah, I hope so, but probably not this week.
Yeah,
Not
Yeah.
until whenever.
As soon as it makes sense to give the Leon angle, I'm hoping to do it, but
yeah.
yeah, for this week probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So whenever
No.
that
We just play
comes
video
to-
games.
We can play.
Play
Yeah,
video games for the rest of the month.
Yeah,
that's not
I'm down.
That's not a bad idea. We
Go.
should play FIFA with the other podcast,
Yeah, dude.
podcast, and then
Yeah.
live stream
That's
that.
actually something like that. So let's go.
Yeah.
Let's do it, Carl.
Do it. Let's do it.
Let's
If
go.
I had a PlayStation, man, if I had whatever, I have a PS2, man. I'm playing. I got a PS3. I have a PS3. I'm not that old. No one's got a PS3, so I can't play them. But I would win.
When I get the
100%.
when I get-
would win.
when the PS5 comes out, I'll give you my PS4.
What is the quiero? What's the quiero, Jose?
But
Yeah, guys.
there you go. So we'll try and give you guys some creative content. So like the guy said, let us know, tweet at us, whatever you want. We'll be cooking up some stuff. If you want us to invite anybody, hey, we'll shoot a shot
Yeah.
and see if it sticks and bring them on. I mean, we're all gonna be pretty much quarantined, and we can't. It's no excuse. So we're committed to you guys and giving you guys the best content, even if it's just being able to make you laugh for an hour with all our talking.
I'll
Yeah,
do my chicken.
so-
Yeah. and but yeah, definitely cuídense, stay safe, follow the protocol, and everything involved. But we're gonna be okay. I'm gonna be very optimistic till the end. Until like, I don't know, some tragedy like the border closing or something, and that's when it's real. But I don't think that's gonna happen. And but yeah, stay safe. Lávense las manos. Touch your face.
yeah.
Come on, guys. If anything,
yeah.
look at the positive outcome. We're gonna be more conscious when it comes to hygiene and stuff.
Yeah.
In theory.
Future.
In theory, yeah.
I hope.
Yeah.
I hope. Because all these
Theory.
when I was working at a fast food restaurant, I remember dang, it's very easy to get someone else's sick just because you're being cochino. Definitely wash your hands.
In theory, man, because after all, the Mexicanos took the first opportunity they had to all go to the beach at once after being specifically told not to. Like I don't have much hope for
It's
what
not-
you're saying to actually come true.
I
Different.
apologize.
That's not Vale Madre Cultura right there.
I know.
Vale Madre Cultura.
After being specifically told not to do that, then they all did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The-
Vale Madre Cultura. Vale Madre
Yep.
Cultura.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
pretty much
Yeah.
sums it up. So but yeah, so this will be our goodbye for a while. Not for a while, but like regarding like just
For a while?
No, we'll try and
Until
get some
further
great
notice.
ideas. So whenever we do resume, we'll give you guys even more content. We'll try and get those segments in, like we've said before. So we'll keep working on our pod to make it the best for you guys to enjoy all the Club Leon English content. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at the Lions Den Pod. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Subscribe.
And there's a lot of great podcasts out there in the Liga MX community. For example, if you guys want to follow the Reseca America US, go ahead. They have a good podcast every
There's a
Tuesday.
podcast
pretty
right now.
they'll, contribute. And the podcast right now, Mexican Soccer Show. So
Yes,
there's a couple of
watch that.
podcasts out there that has great content just like us. So
Need a link.
go ahead and take a listen to those. But yeah, so I guess we're out, guys. To next Monday.
Okay.
Guys,
See you
Yeah.
guys next Monday.
later.
Thank you.
Adiós la
safe,
fiera.
guys.
Adiós la fiera. That's all I gotta say.